Coming up on News Live at 6, students gathering on campus to fight against gun violence, looking to spark change. I spoke with one student about what the protest is looking to achieve.
Plus, increases in swatting calls around campus. Now Onondaga County warning about scam calls posing to be the sheriff's office. We talk with DPS about student safety.
And Earth Day is coming up on Saturday. The Rosamond Gifford Zoo hosting 2 fun events to help give back and educate about protecting the environment. The news begins right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Syracuse University students gathering on the quad today, rallying for an end to gun violence. Hi everyone, welcome to News Live at 6. I'm Chilekasi, Adele.
And I'm Nicole Aponte in for John Perrick. 24 years after the Columbine shooting, SU students are calling for a change.
And new at 6 tonight, Be With Survivors SU, a community organization on Syracuse University's campus, hosted a silent protest today in an effort to put an end to gun violence. Citrus TV's Max Williams was there. He joins us now in studio. Hey Max, what did some of the participants tell you?
Well, Chile, earlier today, the Syracuse University community came together to express their concerns about gun violence and what is needed to make a change. I spoke with SU student Adam Baltax, who was there, and here's what he had to say.
Over almost 400 school shootings, many more mass shootings daily. Just on the 15th, a couple of days ago, there was 5 mass shootings. They're happening every day now. Over like hundreds of thousands of people are affected by these, and we're just using our voice on the Syracuse campus to make change. Legislation, policy, anything, conversations. People need to make change. It's like, and I'm tired of saying this because we've been saying it for years. How many kids didn't need to die for us to actually make change?
And this protest comes in recognition of the Columbine shooting, which took place 24 years ago today and took the lives of 15. And after recent swatting calls to the university, students like Baltax have just seen enough. Guys, back to you.
Max, thank you. Tomorrow, the university will be celebrating excellence during the One University Award ceremony. The award honors those in the community who have made a difference through academics, dedicated service, and creative works. Notable awards that will be given are the Student Athlete Award, the Teaching Recognition Award, and the Diversity and Inclusion Award. The ceremony will be held in Hendricks Chapel from 4 to 5:30.
As part of SU's celebration of Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, it's inviting the campus community to attend a lecture by Hua Shu tonight at 7, followed by a book signing. He's a former New Yorker staff writer and the son of Taiwanese immigrants. He says he had to balance finding his own identity here in the U.S. with his own country's rich cultural history. While his memoir, Stay True, is a story of a close friendship he made with a Japanese-American family and the marks it left on his life, as well as a reflection on identity, self-discovery, and the immigrant experience.
Well, FedEx President and CEO Raj Subramaniam spoke at the university today about his experiences as an international leader and how Syracuse played into his success. FedEx has linked over 200 countries and territories around the world and was responsible for delivering COVID vaccines during the pandemic. Raj graduated from Syracuse in 1989 with a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering.
Turning to our first weather, temperatures in New York could soar back into the 80s this week after a bit of a cool down.
How crazy is that? Well, the National Weather Service is predicting tomorrow's high could reach 85 degrees.
Wow.
That would get close to the record for April 21st, which is 87 degrees, set in 1954. Syracuse, let's break some records again.
We're
I want to see the heat.
We are getting absolutely teased with all this nice
today,
weather.
walking to 8 a.m., raining on me. I was like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden, beautiful sun.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere, and then it looks like it's getting better tomorrow. I won't be able to enjoy it.
Oh, well, I'm enjoying it tomorrow. I'm very excited. But you know who knows more about the weather going on right now is our weather anchor, Cora Mayer-Costa. Cora?
Good evening, Chile and Nicole. I have 3 words for this weather right now. Easy, breezy, beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful out here with the sun beaming down on me and I'm beaming right back at it. The flowers are in bloom. There's nothing really to complain about. Now, as we look at the current temperatures, it is currently 62 degrees. There's a few gusts of winds, making it feel around 57 degrees, but the UV ray index is 2, so nothing too much to worry about. As you look into the temperatures tonight, it'll drop down to 48, but the clouds will clear out a little bit, and it still will be clear, so if you're into stargazing, definitely an ideal time for you to go outside and look up. Now, as we look at the UV ray index for the next 4 days, tomorrow and Saturday, it will be high, so definitely apply any sunscreen if you have any, just to stay safe. And then Sunday, it'll be moderate, and Monday, having the lowest temperatures. Now, it will rain, but don't let that rain on your parade. Definitely still exciting weather tomorrow. Stay tuned for more. That's all I have right now. Guys, back to you.
Cora had the easy, breezy, beautiful, but once again forgot the cover girl. Thank you. New details on poverty in the region. We're focusing in on the North Syracuse Central School District tonight, which we're now learning has seen a stark decline in enrollment over the past 10 years. Superintendent Dan Bowles says the district is seeing an increase in the needs of students, especially coming off the pandemic. In 2013, 28% of students in the district qualified for free and reduced lunch. That number increased to 42% last year. Bowles says this year's budget proposal is a way to help improve students' learning experience and meet their needs.
Meanwhile, that state budget is now almost 3 weeks late. Governor Hentschel and legislative leaders are still hashing out the details behind closed doors. Controversial pieces that have stalled the budget include changes to state bail laws and housing-related proposals. Superintendent Bowles wants more state aid. In the meantime, he says he's using some federal funding and partnerships with Onondaga County for mental health services and other needs for students.
As you may know, there have been a couple cases of swatting calls on the SU campus. Now, the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office is issuing a warning about scam calls posing as it. County residents say they've been receiving fake calls posing as the Sheriff's Office, saying they'll be criminally charged if they don't pay a requested amount of money. Authorities say to never give out personal or banking information over the phone. If you receive a scam call, you can submit a tip by texting TIP ONON to 847-411. Now, that new trend of scam and swatting calls is something that's been happening all over the state. SU has experienced 2 recent swatting calls, false reports of an active shooter. Our Olivia Maniscalco spoke with DPS to see what it's doing about the issue.
Swatting has run rampant around New York State, and just one day, 50 school districts in New York received calls that there was a shooting at their school when really there was not. These threats add even more stress to students that have had to worry about school shootings for their entire lives.
Students in elementary school to students in college attend school every day, and they're not sure if something bad is going to happen to them. They walk around campuses like these and hope for the best.
Ever since I've been in 5th grade, me and friends joke about what would you do if someone came in, and I think that the very fact that people our age, but also sadly people even younger than us, have to say stuff like that and joke around in order to make light of something that's really serious, I think is really sad.
Police and public safety teams across the country are doing what they can to prepare themselves and students for the worst. That includes the Department of Public Safety at Syracuse University.
I want to assure the campus community we are our 24/7 operation, and we are here to keep the campus community safe, the high visibility presence, and engaging with our campus community through prevention, deterrence, and education.
We try to send communication to the general public in many ways as possible, right? Social media, text, the app push through Orange Safe.
An uptick in swatting calls is putting further trauma on students and is making it harder for departments like DBS to prepare them. Because the more times empty threats happen, the less it will seem real if violence ensues.
To me, the biggest danger is somebody getting complacent, thinking that, it must be another swatting call. As my colleague said, we will use the full force of Orange Alert if there's an actual event on campus. For these swatting calls, we'll let people know that it happened, but we don't want to provide that full Orange Alert experience unless it's an actual event.
A law making swatting a felony could be signed soon by Governor Hentschel. Olivia Maniscalco.
Olivia, thank you. The latest around CNY, Wegmans is announcing a new partnership with Rochester-based paper straw manufacturer ROC. These new straws will be used in all Wegmans Market cafes, restaurants, and corporate work sites. ROC will be taking over as Wegmans' primary straw supplier, citing the straw's durability and quality. ROC is one of only a few paper straw manufacturers in the entire U.S. and the only paper straw manufacturer in the Northeast.
Well, hey, another Green News Earth Day right around the corner, and the Rosamond Gifford Zoo is inviting you to celebrate. The zoo is having 2 fun events where you can help protect wildlife and the environment. The first is an Earth Day cleanup tomorrow at 9, where you can help with weeding, raking, mulching, and more. The second, is a novelist party for the planet where guests can have fun but educational conversations about environmental projects happening in Central New York. That event starts at 11 a.m. on Saturday.
Well, if you plan on going to the New York State Fair this summer, it'll be much easier to find the concert you're looking for. The largest stage at the fair has been renamed from Chevy Park to Suburban Park. This might not seem like a big deal, but there's another stage called Chevy Court. Because the names are so similar, it's created confusion for fairgoers in the past, with fairgoer suggestions being taken into account for the name change.
Well, hey, Tully's is getting into the name, image, and likeness game. Its first signing is Leo Tallarico, a 5-star long snapper from Syracuse, who's ranked number 13th in the nation at the position.
Wow, Tallarico says he plans to continue his football career in college, but has not made a decision on where to go yet. Look at Tully's.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, you talk about this NIL game, no Adam Weitzman to be seen in this one.
No Adam Weitzman to be seen this time, but, you know, Tully's getting involved in this is such a great thing for Syracuse to, you know, now restaurants are getting involved with this.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to see with this whole NIL thing, how the local community, like everybody sees the big corporations, right?
Yeah.
Like Joe Girard and Dunkin' Donuts and whatnot, but sometimes seeing the little guy who maybe wants that extra promotion and how they get it is quite interesting. So we'll have to see.
We're excited to see what's up next for Syracuse.
Definitely. Well, coming up next on News Live at 6, a 4th suspect has been arrested in connection with that deadly Sweet 16 party in Alabama. The latest on that shooting that left 4 dead and dozens more injured.
Study showing a long-standing racial gap in the U.S. widening during the pandemic. We'll walk you through the CDC's new concern about strokes in the U.S. Stay with us.
What are you, superheroes?
Just 4 brothers who hate bullies and love this city. Gear up, guys.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner! Go?
Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family. Yeah! Oh, I thought you were on my team. Wait.
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Tegan Brown, Ashley Winskowski, and Alana Epstein. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Hey, welcome back to News Live at 6. Well, authorities in Alabama arrested a fourth person today in connection with that Sweet 16 shooting that killed 4 and injured dozens more. The state's law enforcement agency says 20-year-old Johnny Brown was charged with 4 counts of reckless murder.
Well, Brown is from Tuskegee, where 2 of the other people arrested also come from. It comes about a day after another 20-year-old, Wilson Lamar Jr., was taken in.
Feelings of grief and confusion are widespread nationwide after the shooting of Ralph Yarl, Kalen Gillis, and Peyton Washington. Yarl was shot in the hand after ringing the wrong doorbell while trying to pick up his brother. Gillis was shot when pulling into the driveway of the wrong home, and Washington was shot when trying to enter the wrong car.
Well, these incidents have intensified calls for stricter gun control while also increasing opposition against stand your ground laws, which allow a person to use force if they believe they're being threatened. Yarl was described as a gifted student and musician. Gillis aspired to be a Marine, and Washington had a scholarship to Baylor University.
At least 2 people are dead after strong storms have been tearing through parts of the central U.S., leaving thousands without power. Oklahoma, Iowa, and Kansas have all been hit with severe thunderstorms and even tornadoes.
The McLean County Sheriff in Oklahoma says it's reasonable to expect more fatalities, as many injuries such as cuts and bruises required hospitalization. Despite this, however, a 90-year-old grandmother made it through it after a tornado hit her home.
To Washington now, where the House of Representatives has approved a bill that would ban transgender women from competing in women's sports teams at federally supported schools. This comes after over 20 states have already placed similar limits on trans student athletes.
In a message this week, the White House says that being a part of a team is an important part of growing up and is threatening to veto the bill.
Government researchers say COVID-19 has increased the racial gap in death rates from strokes. The CDC says the difference between black people and white people's death rates increased by 22%. That's compared with the 5-year period before the pandemic.
Well, stroke death rates increased for both black and white people in 2020 and 2021. Data show the death rate from strokes had been decreasing overall because of better medical treatment and fewer people smoking. That changed about a decade ago.
Don't let the upcoming rain dampen your mood. Stay tuned for my 5-day forecast.
We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. Now, let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. Now, this is not exactly my favorite one I've ever done. Now, let's look at Friday. It is sunny, but don't let that sun picture deceive you. It will rain between 2 to 5 p.m., so definitely keep a lookout. You want to go out that morning or even after 5 o'clock. Just bring your umbrella with you. Just be safe. And then as we look into Saturday, it will rain a little after 2, might turn into storms later on in the day, but definitely go out that morning. Again, definitely bring an umbrella wherever you go out for brunch or anything. Sunday, there's going to be scattered showers throughout the day. It'll start at 8 a.m. and then just go on throughout the day, trickle down. Monday is going to be similar, likely showers again. Tuesday is the day you've been waiting for. I've been waiting for it. It's going to be partly sunny, similar to how today was, not as warm, but still sunny. Now let's look at the pollen index for this upcoming week. Today, it's been pretty moderate, very sunny outside, so still, if you have an allergy, I think you should be good to go out. Tomorrow, it'll be a similar story to today. The pollen index will still be moderate, but if we look into Saturday, it'll be very low, so you should be allergy-free. Those trees won't be really triggering any allergies. And as we look into Sunday, that's the perfect day if you have a pollen allergy to go outside, because there will be not too much pollen to worry about that day. That's all I have, guys.
Well, a mostly rainy outlook, it seems, for Syracuse. But this morning, SpaceX sent its next generation Starship rocket into the sunny skies of Texas. But the rocket, with no crew on board, quickly began to tumble downward before exploding in the air, as you see on your screen, the liftoff. The FAA says there were no injuries or damage to public property from the failed launch.
Well, the rocket, which is the most powerful ever developed, is set to play a key role in NASA's Artemis program, sending humans to the moon in 2025. SpaceX says multiple engines failed during the test. It says it learned a tremendous amount that it will implement into future flights.
Interesting stuff there. This also interesting as well. BuzzFeed shutting down its news operation. CEO Jonah Peretti announcing this today in a company-wide memo that it can no longer continue to fund the site. It's cutting 15% of its employees. That's about 180 workers.
Well, this decision comes as BuzzFeed's revenue dropped 27% in the fourth quarter. Peretti also says the company has faced more challenges than ever before in the past few years, including a pandemic, a tech recession, and a declining stock market.
Oh, you know, we talked about deep in the heart of Texas. I guess he's deep in the heart of South Campus.
Soccer is not on the schedule. I'll have more after the break.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Oh, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
SU women's lacrosse has dominated opponents wherever it goes, from inside the JMA Dome to road trips to even Cicero North Syracuse High School. Wherever the Orange go, they came, they saw, they conquered. Now Syracuse has another opportunity to make history, beat the number 5 team in the nation, and finish the regular season undefeated for the first time ever. Chile and Nicole, there is so much anticipation here for this outdoor lacrosse game, just over half an hour from opening draw control.
Indeed, Will. 1-2 in the ACC. Number 1 in the country, Syracuse is. Number 5 in the country, Boston College is. What's the significance of this matchup?
It's really Goliath versus Goliath. If you look at these two teams, Boston College won the 2021 national title against Syracuse. The Eagles, as a matter of fact, had been in the last 5 national championship games. They lost last season against UNC and are certainly looking to make another trip back there. But if you look at Syracuse, they've been the national favorite for a lot of this season. And if you take a closer look at the concentration of power in women's college lacrosse, it's really Syracuse, Boston College, and then UNC and Northwestern. Women's college lacrosse moves to the ACC, and tonight is no different.
Well, will this game be more offensively or defensively focused?
Well, when you think Syracuse, you have to think offense. 17 goals a game this season, the third most goals in all of college lacrosse. And there's the kind of team that can just out-bully their opposition. BC, though, no slouch. They're the 4th best offense in the conference, and they just scored 25 goals against UVA this past Saturday. And that's really why Syracuse netminder Delaney Schweitzer is going to be a huge presence in this game. She just won the Intercollegiate Women's Lacrosse Coaches Award Defensive Player of the Week. She stood on her head all season, and the Orange are going to need her to stand on her head once again if they want to get out of here at 16-0.
Yeah, you talk about that 25-goal game against UVA last weekend for Boston College. The last time they scored 25 goals in the game, February 2019 against UMass. So
oh my gosh.
Absolutely crazy. But, you know, we talk about the season. The ACC tournament's coming up, obviously. What's at stake here for that tournament?
Well, there's no sugarcoating it. This is a game for first place in the ACC. Boston College coming into this matchup at 7-1 in conference. Syracuse still the undefeated 8-0. So if Boston College gets the W and Syracuse loses, both those squads are 8-1, and Boston College will have the tiebreaker over the Orange. So if it comes to ACC tournament time, BC will have that advantage. So a lot to play for in this game, and Syracuse cannot afford, despite the great season that they've had, it's all about that conference schedule, and they cannot afford to drop a game to the Eagles right now. But this is a matchup that we could really be seeing later on in the season too, deep into NCAA tournament time. Opening draw control between these two squads is at 7 o'clock, just in over half an hour. And if you look at these two players, Jen Medjid just won the ACC Offensive Player of the Week, and Megan Tyrell, the 43 goals, 43 assists in her season. She has had a very complete effort entering tonight's game. Both of those players are also on the Tewaaraton watch list. But the Orange and the Eagles are not the only ones tangoing tonight. The Rangers and Devils meet in Game 2 of first-round Stanley Cup playoff action. New York took Game 1 of the series 5-1, in big part due to Adam Fox's 4 assists. Puck drop at the Prudential Center is tonight at 7:30. And in the NBA, it's the Sixers and Nets in Game 3. Game 3 tonight between those two sides at 7:30. Chile, Nicole, back to you.
Well, thank you so much. Very exciting stuff.
Go Sixers.
Oh, yeah. Well, in 90 seconds, Cora Mayer-Costa with your wake-up weather. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If I've learned anything about the Syracuse April weather, it's that April showers really do bring May flowers. When you wake up tomorrow, it's going to be 51 degrees. It's going to be partly sunny, but it's the ideal humidity. It's going to be a perfect, beautiful day like it was today. So just wake up, smell the flowers, and really take a chance to enjoy the day before it rains. Guys, back to you.
Cora, thank you. And finally tonight, you might think we're nuts, and maybe I am, but we're ending our show tonight with a surprise to all of us from earlier today. The Planners Nutmobile returned to campus, something that instantly puts a smile on a lot of our faces.
Well, here's a look at some video our Citrus TV colleagues got today, and there truly is no better combination than the most random of surprises on campus. Paired with a sunny day like today, students were even allowed to go inside the Nutmobile for a quick tour and some snacks.
Wonderful. Always some kind of mobile.
So
Well, that
yummy,
is
right?
the news for this Thursday.
Well, for more of the latest, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Citrus TV News.
Now for Will down at the SU Soccer Stadium, Cora, and the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Chilekasi Adele.
And I'm Nicole Aponte. Take care of yourselves and each other. Good night.